talk about the Commonwealth Games in 2006, because we're going to be getting a Commonwealth Games here in 2026.
Keep moving.
Okay, actually, Dave Colbert is going to tell them off, so they better go before we get in trouble. Bye. Lovely speaking to you guys.
So, with the Queen's Baton right now, that's Kelsey Lee Barber, Kath Mitchell in the middle there, and Mackenzie Little. Obviously, there's a few medals between Kelsey Lee and Kath in the Commonwealth Games, and Mackenzie Little, I'm sure, will be hoping to get a start in Birmingham 2022 as well. And to be honest, they're more than capable of going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they are indeed. And if you remember back to the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, the moment where Catherine Mitchell first throw of the final, it was an Australian record and put it straight into the gold medal position. It was an incredible moment within the stadium. Caught us by surprise too. Within the sports press team, we were jumping between a couple of events, and there you go, straight down the runway, and it happens.
Was it 68.92?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, that was the biggest throw of the entire year. 2018, and no one threw further than that. And I think it was at 6th or 7th all time. It's one of the biggest throws ever, and to do that, I think it was just the emotion of when she went through her last throw as well. It was just like relief that this is my title, and you know what a moment for her, and to share it with Australia as well.
Indeed, and because she'd come through that generation of throwers with Kim Mickle, and it was such a great battle. The Nationals every year was World Championship final class when you had the likes of Mickle and Mitchell, and then you had Kelsey Lee starting to come through the ranks at the same time too. And you know that was Catherine Mitchell's moment. She'd been yearning for that opportunity. She'd been to Olympic finals and had been on podiums before, but that goal was her, and it was again one of those magical moments that a home Commonwealth Games can bring, just like we saw across many of the events, the 13 gold that the Australians won in the stadium there at Com Games, and you know Curtis Marshall in the pole vault, and Brandon Stark in the high jump, and you know Nicola McDermott for her first time up onto a podium at a major championships, and we've seen what she's gone on to do. And you know the Commonwealth Games held such a special moment and place in the hearts of Australians, and you know the opportunity to bring a Commonwealth Games back to Melbourne in 4 years' time will be something to behold.
Well, on the way here. I was talking to Tamsin how me and Mum went to, we've got a place right near Jollymont and went every single day to 2006, had some fantastic tickets. As you see the hookers there, it's their turn with the baton. They'll be rolling down the back straight. Little photo shoot every single time. Obviously a little bit of traffic congestion with the javelin runway. I'm sure Kelsey, Kath and Mackenzie are like, oh look, Jav guys, the Jav goes first before the Queen's baton. We'll get that out of the way. This is a fantastic opportunity for something like this to be incorporated into time so well with the Melbourne Track Classic as well.
It really connects what this event is pointing towards in the middle of the year is these performances tonight. They're all leading them to a place to put a qualifier down, to give them the opportunity to do as so many of these have done and get the chance to not only start on the start line, but to stand on a podium at a Commonwealth Games, wear their country's colours. It's such a special moment for them, and a special moment right here now for them to be able to be part of this journey and to bring this journey to their home track, home stadium.
We'll try and catch up who's peppered around the stadium to take the baton on its next journey. We'll keep an eye on those field events as well that are still going on. So the next event on the track will be the John Landy Memorial Mile, which is due to go at 8:12. And I think will be a fantastic opportunity for some quick races. And hopefully this is a bit of an inspiration for those athletes that are competing currently to be like, that is what I'm after. I'm going to try and follow that all the way to Birmingham.
And such a special moment when you get to see it's Steve and his parents, who they did such incredible things on the world stage, and to share this moment as a family, and this will be another one that you add there in your athlete career memory book, in the scrapbook, that they won't forget. Peter Larkins, steeplechaser, takes the baton. Better known these days for his work in the sports medical fraternity. I believe it would have been about the 1970s, 1980s, Peter Larkins in the steeple. So he'll be the next to take the Queen's Baton on its journey around Lakeside Stadium.
So it'll be Cam McIntyre. No change in the order in the 4th round in that men's javelin. Cam McIntyre, the leader. After 3 rounds, he's on the back of the runway, ready for his keep an eye on McIntyre.
Holders here, Peter Larkins, who's the 1982 steeplechaser and very famous doctor here now, boundary rider in Melbourne on the AFL football matches, and Terry Cater, 800-metre runner, and she's won a 4x400 medal as well. And I'm loving seeing Phil Spivey out there, the hammer thrower. There's Phil. How are you, Phil? You enjoying this?
Very good, thanks.
Now, Phil, Commonwealth Games, you beat your coach Gus Puopolo, and I'm sure he's listening to this stream.
Around somewhere, yeah, I did beat him, yeah, but he was there by my side the whole time, and he gave me encouragement in '82, so it was good. And he obviously coached me through to '86 as well for my bronze.
Brilliant. And how important is things like this, bringing the Queen's Baton relay to the track and back to the athletes and the public?
Fantastic. I mean, the Commonwealth Games is really the people's event, isn't it? I mean, we get so many people inspired, particularly in Australia. I mean, I've been living in the UK for 30 years, and the Commonwealth Games is so big in Australia. It's fantastic, and this just gets people so involved and just gets people's blood flowing. It's great.
And you were still throwing in 2011, weren't you?
I did. Yeah, I did. 49. I came down because they were leaving Olympic Park. So I'm throwing tomorrow in the Masters as well.
Oh, my goodness, I love it. Well done. Enjoy it.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Thanks.
I've got no excuse for not doing any kind of activity. He's going to throw tomorrow.
Come on a holiday, go throw in the Masters.
Yeah, why not?
And I do remember him coming out here for that, because we had that national championships, and it was a whole field of Australia, or state by state, and there was Phil Spivey, Great Britain.
Yeah.
And that was a special moment too, when you think of 2011 and that last time at Olympic Park. But it shows you what these stadiums, these places all hold in the memories of the athletes that compete at them. And for some, this is another memory for those holding the baton tonight, and for those watching the grandstand and the athletes that are about to compete around the track, and perhaps a little bit of inspiration about what could come. So Pam Ryan,
6 Commonwealth Games gold medals, and it's funny to think that before Sally Pearson broke the Australian record in the 100 hurdles, it was Pam Ryan's. And you think that for that period of time, we've only had 2 record holders. It just shows the class of athlete that had the record before Sally.
and how long it endured for.
Yeah.
And it shows you the calibre of athlete that we'd had before,
yeah,
and the calibre of athlete that Sally was, and she'd been at the forefront of the sport.
And we're going to go back down to Tamsin now.
It's quite emotional down here trackside. This is a very, very special moment, seeing Pam Ryan, as she was known, Pam Kilbourne, crossing that line again like she's done so many times in her athletics career. What a fabulous, fabulous athlete for Australia. You said, Lynchy, 6 Commonwealth Games gold medals. She's looking back to get the rest of her team, everyone who's... Yes, Erica Hook is just saying to me, isn't she amazing? She's so amazing, Erica, so amazing. You know, Pam is just such a stalwart of track and field in Australia. And it's incredible to have her back down here and to see her on the track, and what an effort. She wanted to make sure that she did walk with that baton and get across the finish line. And this is just a really special, emotional moment as the men's milers are walking out. And, you know, it's rather fitting because they're running for John Landy, who passed away recently, and he's another person who has been so special in track and field. So this is history, guys, and it's lovely to see our history of great athletes back down here trackside.